character Prologue, The Rise of Calypso, Siren of Lost Atlantis. Beneath the endless waves of the ocean, where darkness reigns and the surface world fades to legend, lies Atlantis, a city of marvels forged in isolation. Its spires gleam with the unnatural light of void crystals, a power source as vital as it is dangerous, harnessed by a people who have learned to thrive where others would perish. In Atlantis, void walkers are not feared but honored. Their ability to channel the void's chaotic energy is a cornerstone of the city's survival. Among these guardians stands Calypso, known as the Siren of Lost Atlantis, a figure born of tragedy, shaped by sacrifice, and driven by a purpose that spans the depths and the world above. Her parents were the guardians of Atlantis, and it is where Calypso's tale begins, both esteemed void walkers whose names once inspired the people. Her father, Siren, was a warrior of unmatched skill, his body etched with incantations that glowed with dark power as he wielded the void in battle. Her mother, Lyra, was a sage and healer, her mastery of the void's creative and destructive forces, a gift she used to nurture and protect. Together, they were the city's shield, revered for their strength and wisdom. Their greatest test came when a titan void, a massive rift spewing chaos, ruptured the ocean floor near Atlantis. From its depths emerged a void titan, a towering behemoth of shadow and ruin, its presence threatening to shatter the city into oblivion. Lesser void creatures swarmed alongside it, clawing at Atlantis' defenses. Siren and Lyra stood at the forefront, their void powers blazing as they fought to save their home. The battle was relentless. Siren and Lyra poured every ounce of their strength into the fight, channeling vast amounts of void energy to strike down the titan. Their incantations flared, their bodies trembling under the strain, but they pressed on, driven by love for their people and their daughter. At last, the titan fell, its form collapsing into the abyss, and both Siren and Lyra took position to use their Voidwalker abilities to collapse the void. But victory came at a devastating price. The void's energy is a treacherous force, its corruption a poison that seeps into those who wield it too freely. For Siren and Lyra, the sheer magnitude of power they unleashed overwhelmed their defenses. The corruption took root, twisting their bodies and minds until they were no longer the guardians of Atlantis, but void abominations. Mindless, ravaging husks driven by chaos. It fell to Calypso, their only child, to end their torment. With a heart torn by grief, she faced her parents in their corrupted forms. Their once familiar eyes now glowed with malice, their voices reduced to guttural roars. She wielded her own void powers, honed through years of training, and struck them down, releasing their energy to rest at last. The act was both mercy and necessity, but it left Calypso forever marked by sorrow and resolve. Calypso's origins are as extraordinary as her destiny. Years before the Titan Void's assault, her mother Lyra had delved deep into the Void's mysteries, seeking to understand its energy of creation. In a daring act, she consumed a surge of this potent force far beyond what any Voidwalker had dared. Almost instantly, she felt a kick, as if life instantly sparked within her. Within a mere month, Lyra gave birth to Calypso, a child born not of natural means, but of the Void itself. Calypso emerged with eyes that shimmered like void crystals and natural incantations tracing her skin, marks that would later amplify her connection to the Void. To the people of Atlantis, her miraculous birth was a sign. They saw her as a symbol of hope, a living embodiment of the Void's dual nature, creation and destruction intertwined. She was their beacon, a promise of renewal in a city shadowed by peril. After her parents' fall, Calypso took up their mantle, becoming Atlantis' fiercest defender. She honed her Voidwalker abilities, summoning void energies, weaving incantations, and using her voice as a siren's call to command or confound her foes. The corruption that had claimed her parents could be cleansed through sacred rites at the temples of the Void. Calypso ensured she never crossed that fatal threshold. Her parents' death is a reminder of what too much corruption could do. Her vigilance kept Atlantis safe, her presence a comfort to a people still reeling from the Titan's assault. Yet as years passed, Calypso's gaze turned upward. The surface world of Midgard suffered under a rising tide of void rifts, its people ill-equipped to face the horrors spilling forth. Unlike Atlantis, where Voidwalkers were embraced, Midgard's inhabitants feared and hunted them, blaming the Void for their woes. Calypso saw a world divided, its hatred a barrier to survival, a mission to Midgard driven by duty and a flicker of hope. Calypso resolved to ascend to Midgard. She sought to aid its people against the Void's incursions, wielding her powers to protect those who would otherwise scorn her. But her mission was greater than mere defense. She aimed to change the surface dwellers' opinion of Atlantis, to prove that Void Walkers were not monsters but allies, and that her city could be a partner in a shared fight for survival. As she stood before the Ascension Chamber, its void-powered mechanisms humming, Calypso felt the weight of her past. Her parents' sacrifice, her birth's miracle, and the lives she had sworn to protect. She whispered a vow to herself, to honor her parents' legacy, to safeguard both worlds, and to bridge the divide between them. With a surge of energy, she vanished from the depths, rising toward a surface that knew her only as a myth. The Siren of lost Atlantis was coming, her song a call to battle and a plea for understanding. Midgard would face her, and through her, the truth of Atlantis would be revealed. That concludes Lords of Midgard, The Rise of Calypso, Siren of Lost Atlantis. Thanks for listening. Until next time, take care.